Place your bets, you jackwagons. Brad the Big Noise Evans here on a solo mission edition of the Feed 5 podcast. Lundy's going to be back with me on Fridays in the process of moving studios, so he's a wee bit busy. But of course, you demand bets. We give you bets. So let's go on and hop aboard the Hong Kong Plus Bus. Here as well as who the top of the broadcast. Plus 100 odds or greater are the requirements. And we're going to go ahead and get the Ohio State to miss the NCAA tournament at plus 130 there at BetMGM. More and more sportsbooks right now really servicing some of these selection Sunday props. You can really take advantage of some of these soft markets, and I think this is one. And look at Ohio State. Not so great 15-13 overall right now. I look at the advanced metrics. Number 34 in the net. Okay, not too shabby. 11 in terms of strength of schedule. Spectacular there. They played the 38th hardest non-conference strength of schedule. That will speak volumes in the selection committee room, but just 3-6 in true matchups on the road. 5-9 in quadrant one wins. Okay, that's all right, but not great. 3-4 against quadrant two competition, which is no bueno. And over the last month, according to Bart Torvik, number 40 overall, north of 250 in EFG offense and 161 in EFG defense. The reason why I'm really backing this, A, the plus money, and B, the rest of season schedule. Ohio State finishes at USC. Torvik only gives them a 43% chance of winning that game. And then they're home against Nebraska. Bubblicious matchup there. 71% chance of emerging victorious. And then at Indiana, super bubbly matchup. As Indiana right now, my very last team in the projected bracket big board field. And they only give them a 44% chance of winning that. So very realistic. They're going to lose a couple of games here down the home stretch. That's an accumulation of 15 losses. You lose a big term tournament. That's 16 losses. Sayonara, see you later. No team in the history of the NCAA tournament with 16 L's has earned an at-large bid. So plus money right now, the Ohio State. Hey, you got football, Ryan Day. To miss the tournament, plus 130 at BetMGM. An extraordinary value. Now, let me work in some puck bucks. Lundy didn't throw any plus money out there on this, but he loves the Lightning tonight on the money line. Tampa at home taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I know Jack nor shit about the NHL, so let me go ahead and read a text that Lundy sent me of the explanation. He says, Edmonton has looked like garbage since the Four Nations break in the two game sets, both on the road. They allowed 6 goals to Philly and 7 to the Washington Capitals. Take Tampa at home minus 110 to keep Edmonton's losing streak going. Now, Lundy is near Canadian. Practically had his citizenship up there, given his hockey knowledge. I don't know anything. I know like Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, Keith Tkachuk. That's about the extent of my hockey knowledge. So follow him, fade me, make some puck bucks, and hopefully Ohio State will miss the NCAA tournament come Selection Sunday, less than a month away. With those bets on the board, let's get after it on this Taco Tuesday edition of the Fade 5. All right, numero cinco here on the countdown. Let's go on a late night tip. Santa Clara welcoming to the Bay Area the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and I like the Broncos. The Fighting Steam Dashes, give me them plus 6.5. I think this spread is a little bit too high. Santa Clara could be a live dog, honestly, in this one. Now, Gonzaga's been cooking the books. They have an extraordinary advanced metrics profile, but you look at the eye test, it really doesn't match up. Let me give you the hard data, though. Number 9 in Bart Torvik over the last 30 days, 120 in tempo, 27 in the country in EFG offense, and it gets better. Number 6 in the nation in EFG defense. So they're exhibiting tremendous bounce. You might say, oh, man, they're a surefire lock for the tournament. Look, I think they're going to make it. Only have projected, though, right now as an 8 seed. They could slide as far down to a 10 seed. Only got 2 quadrant 1 victories. Now, this one, I think, does barely qualify as a quadrant 1, which they sorely need to beef up the overall profile. But Santa Clara is no joke. They're number 30 in Torvik over the last 30 days. Team also right around 120 adjusted tempo. They're number 7 in EFG offense, setting 53.7% NCR inside the arc and 43.1% outside of it. And then tickling the twine from way downtown. 37 EFG defense. So they've been dynamite in that area as well. They have the size to compete, body of Graham Ike off the pivot and in the post. Their three-point rate with the best at WCC. Already mentioned they're shooting over 43% from way downtown in the last 30 days. And again, they're very good on the glass. I think on the downside for Santa Clara, they don't really get to line that often and cash in. But 6.5, that's how many points you got to give me. Zags may win this, but I think it's going to be within a possession, 2 or 3 points. Give me Santa Clara plus a 6.5 at home against the Zags. Minus 110 there at BetMGM. Numero cuatro on the Fade 5 countdown. IL. I'm still in pain with the historic loss to the Duke Blue Devils. The worst in Illinois history. They dropped that by 43 in front of a captivated for at least 2 minutes. National audience on Fox. They're inside the Garden, just humiliating, embarrassing. They got depanted. They got just smacked around, DDT, suplex to the top rope with the elbow. I mean, whatever adjectives you would apply, they are certainly warranted. But Illinois in a must-win situation. They're back at home. Brad Underwood said yesterday on Monday they had their best practice in weeks because this team has been battling sickness for the last month. The flu, you look at Tomislav Ivicic, he had a case of mono and the flu, double whammy for him. They battled some injuries, nicks and scrapes. They could actually be a full complement. He said even Jake Davis, who recently came down with the flu, is on the right side of it. Again, knowing that had that extraordinary practice and knowing what they are capable of. This team is so ridiculously talented. Got 2 likely lottery picks in the NBA draft on the roster. And when they're playing, A-level defense, they can compete with anybody in the country. Now, they haven't shown that for weeks, but maybe they could get back to what they were before, given the parts that are now whole. So I like the over as the biggest bet. I think the spread's a little bit too high at 11.5 right now at BetMGM, but I do like the over at 7.5 against the Iowa Hawkeyes at a minus 110 juice there at FanDuel. Let me give you the reasons why. Illinois, a team that loves to play fast. They live in transition. They try to jack up a shot inbounds to basket within 7 seconds every single possession. Number 46 is adjusted tempo over last month. Now, they're on the struggle bus offensively. There's no doubt about it. 190 in EFG offense have been a little bit 3-point complacent at times. Maybe some of those will actually drop tonight. I'm not counting on it. It's the defense that worries me most. It has come unraveled, unspooled. It has crumbled. It's in shambles. 198 in EFG defense the last 30 days. They're giving up 42.5% from 3. And that's important because Iowa shoots over 40% of their shots from beyond the arc. Now, Iowa, even more repulsive defensively in the last month. Only 75 in Toric overall, but 355 in EFG defense. They're giving up 57.8% from 2 and 38.5% from 3. And they relish a brisk pace as well. So fast pace, leaky defenses, Illinois in a must-win spot. They should hang 90 in this game. And I think Iowa's going to score at least somewhere in the high 70s. So tally it up. Give me the over in the ILL must-win situation. They want to go dancing against the Hawkeyes on that one. 70.5 minus 110 at FanDuel Sportsbook. Numero tres on the Fade 5 countdown. Let's go out west in a game that I wrote about on the gamingjuice.com. So you can get all the gory details if you prefer the written word instead of this annoying voice. And definitely face. But I do like the same game parlay in San Diego. Stay classy. Give me San Diego State on the money line and give me the game over the all total of 130.5. You put those hands together, plus 109. They are at Caesars Sportsbook, entirely doable. They're taking on New Mexico. Now, here's what we know about New Mexico. Under Richard Pitino, they love to zip, run. San Diego State will try to slow them down because of very much a contrast in styles. The Lobos the last 30 days, number 15 in college basketball at adjusted tempo. San Diego State, number 308 in that category. Now, the Aztecs really leaned on that outstanding defense. Number 22, EFGD, in their last 8 games, giving up just 43.5% from 2 and 32.7% from 3. However, New Mexico, they've been an excellent defensive team this season as well. Over the last month, they're number 80 in EFG defense, giving up 48.9% inside the arc and 32.1% outside of it. I actually think the Lobos have an interior advantage with the size and rebounding chops that they possess. But if Miles Bird, if Boyd shows up, the Gunners from outside, Davis as well, drain some of those threes for San Diego State, they could have their way against New Mexico. Because that 3-point D has been a little bit sketchy for them. The offense for New Mexico from three has been outstanding at 36.9%, but that's a calling card clamping down along the perimeter for San Diego State. So put together what I feel will be a brisker pace game for San Diego State, and really in a must-win situation for them, borderline anyway, to solidify their at-large standing. Got them as a 10 seed right now. They're at home inside Viejas. That arena is always jam-packed with fans and get rowdy and raucous. So put all together, SGP, the Aztecs of San Diego State on the money line. Win the game over 130.5 plus 109 there at Caesars Sportsbook. Hey, do you like college basketball? Do you like betting? Oh, do you like brackets? Of course you do. Go to thegamingjuice.com right now, you jackals, and sign up for a free account. It's my site. Lundy's free, always transparent, always public spreadsheet lives there. So does mine. I'm up in possibly nearly 110 units this year. To be like, oh, man, that's a stone cold lie. No, man. I mean, I post every single pick that I play. I track it, wins and losses. We're always streaky in the world of college basketball, but on pace to have a historic betting season, my best in like the 5-6 years I have done this publicly. So go to thegamingjuice.com right now. The bracket big board lives there. I'm updating that every single day. It's my NCAA tournament projection, which is best at Joe Lunardi's and Jerry Palm's, like, I don't know, 8-9 years running. It's my 17th year doing that sucker. Get it all. You can ask me a question as well at thegamingjuice.com. Click, converse, and cash. ... Maybe. Numero dos here on the Tuesday edition of the Fade 5 Countdown. Let's go to the Big Ten and a team that owes me. Quite frankly, because I lost a lot of coin on them over the weekend. If you follow the always free, always transparent, always public spreadsheet, I had a lot of action on Wisconsin. I fired off on some live tickets with Wisconsin LL. So, yeah, again, they got to do me a favor here. Get right. And this is a get right spot. They're inside Cole. They're welcoming the Washington Huskies that have failed to mush pretty much all season long. So I know it's a hefty spread. It's a lot of chalk, but I'm dropping a line here. I'm going to lay the 15.5 against Washington at a minus 110 juice there at BetMGM. Hey, look at all the advanced metric sites that I like to resource and reference. Torvik's got this 17.9 win. Ken Palm at 16, Hazelmetrics a 19-point win. The only one that's under the 15.5 is Evan Mia at 14.8 with his projection. Bailey, Wisconsin, number 7 in Torvik over the last 30 days. They've been outstanding with the exception of the last 5 minutes against the Oregon Ducks over the weekend. They're 48 EFG offense. Defense a little bit subpar, especially by their usual high standard at number 101 in EFGD. And they're giving up 36.4% along the arc. So that is an area of weakness. But they can bludgeon in the glass. They're the best free throw shooting team in the nation. And you look at Washington, 64 EFG offense. They've really been tickling and twine from outside. They're shooting 40.6% over the last 30 days. So that could be an advantage, especially if the Badgers don't go out and really challenge and contest shots along the arc. But they're number 338 are the Huskies in EFG defense in their last 9 games, giving up 50% from 2. And even worse, 45.1% from 3. That's 364th in all of college basketball. Turnovers have been very sloppy. That's been an issue. So, again, Wisconsin looking to bounce back. They're at home. Huskies are not defending worth a damn. I don't care how many threes they make. They could catch fire. I think they're going to get blitzed. They're going to get blown out. They're going to get waxed. So I'm going to lay it with Wisconsin minus 15.5 in the Battle of the Dubs there in Madison. Numero uno on the Tuesday edition of the Fave 5 Countdown. Let's go to the SEC. Give me Alabama on the same game parlay. Taking on Georgia. Alabama minus 4.5. I might take the total down as well to 160.5 and windmill slam dunk that over to achieve. Track to plus money, plus 105 there at Caesars Sportsbook. Alabama, they got back on track against Kentucky, really laid it on them in the second half over the weekend, and that is a positive sign after the back-to-back losses. Georgia is in desperate times. This is a team that really needs a marquee victory to bounce off the bubble into the field right now. Member on my first four out, but are they really going to beat Alabama? That is vying for number one seed contention. I have Alabama right now as the highest number two seed. I might be in the minority on that. I moved Houston up with their big win against Texas Tech on Monday to that one line, but Alabama very much still in the conversation, so they need a convincing win. I look at Bama last 30 days, 16 in Torvik, one of the fastest teams we know in the country. Number 3 to adjust the tempo over that stretch. Number 6 in EFG offense. They're shooting 59.7% from 2 and 38.9% from 3. And like 45% of their shots come from outside. So when they are on and making it rain, the opponents just get drenched and they drown eventually. And, Alabama a little bit suspect defensively, 123 in EFGD over the last 30 days, and turnovers have been an issue. They've coughed it up on 19% of their possessions in their last 9 games. So if they play controlled, if they, play the usual game from outside and they're anywhere close to what they have averaged here of late, I think they're going to really handle Mississippi State in this game. Look at Mississippi State, 226 in EFG offense, 254 in EFG defense. A team that's just not looking great in terms of the advanced analytics. They have size. They do force a lot of turnovers, so that could be an advantage for them. It's a 3-point offense, 3-point defense. They're giving up 38% from distance for the Bulldogs in the last 30 days. So that's number 308 in the country. Put all together, bad exterior defense, excellent exterior shooting team that loves to play that fast pace as long as they don't really turn it over, play dirty basketball, more clean basketball. Alabama on the same game parlay covers the 4.5. And I think the game over hits as well. Roll the V's. This could be in the high 80s in the end at a 168.5 at a plus 105 there at Caesars Sportsbook. All right, bonus time, bonus time. Let's get the Team Huevos parlay play of the day. And nobody's probably going to watch this game, so just kind of bet on it. Let it ride. That's what I'm going to do. Give me Murray State on the money line against Indiana State. And give me Troy at Texas State. Also on the money line, plus 148 there at BetMGM. Why am I on this? Well, Murray is just a little bit better team. Now, even though they haven't shown it, according to Torvik the last 30 days in the Sycamores, Murray State, far cry what they used to be in the John Morant years and prior. 226 according to Torvik the last 30 days. Indiana State 202 in that category. The advantage they have is Indiana State doesn't play any defense whatsoever. Number 273 EFGD, giving up 54% from 2 and 34.7% from 3. Murray, 43% of their shots come from beyond the arc, and they got revenge game on the mind way back in the middle of December. They lost Indiana State 84-74, so at home, I say the Racers get the victory. Meanwhile, Troy also has revenge on the mind because they lost 74-73 against Texas State back in early January, and they got a huge advantage. If you look at the advanced data, Troy, number 105 in Torvik over the last 30 days. Texas State, number 236. Texas State is number 300 in defensive efficiency during that span, and they're horrendous on the defensive glass. They're horrendous getting out and stretching along the perimeter. 347 3-point D. Defensive rebounding, number 285 in the country. Troy, the 7th best offensive rebounding team in college hoops last 30 days, and a team that can occasionally open up the skies from outside. So to put all together, the Team Huevos parlay play on this Tuesday. Murray State money line, Troy money line plus 148 there at BetMGM. I'll have a ton more picks on my spreadsheet. I'll give you one more before I get out of here. This is an alt line. I'm going to take it up from 12.5 to 14.5. I'm going to lay with Missouri against South Carolina there in Columbia. Even money, plus 100 as a result. And I think they're going to cover this alt line. Missouri, number 4 in Torvik over the last 30 days. They've been just sensational. 31 EFG offense defensively.
A little bit unexciting at number 258 to say the least, but they really get after it in the glass. Mark Mitchell is a load, not only offensively, but his defensive switches is really problematic for a lot of teams. South Carolina only number 97 at Torrey the last 30 days, where they're 338 in EFG offense and 322 in EFG defense. They're playing like a Big South basement dweller, not a member of the SEC. I know they are coming off that monster game against Texas, but it's a letdown spot on the road. I think Missouri absolutely cleans their clocks. Again, got to say that slow. I'm going to lay the alt line 14.5 at a plus 100 juice. Again, I have more plays on thegamingjuice.com. Make sure you go there and absorb all of our content. And also drop us a rating and a review at your convenience. Fade or follow us on the X. We're always giving it to you there. Lundy at Nate and Lundy, myself at Noisy Huevos. Tons of content coming up in preparation for March Madness and the NCAA tournament at thegamingjuice.com. Go there right now and listen to my show. Every single night, we're live bet sweating on the BetMGM network. It's called BetMGM tonight. Myself and Ryan Horvat. So tune in. You can stream it for free on thegamingjuice.com or listen on your local Odyssey stations. All right, I got to roll. Until next time, as always, feed or follow. That is up to you. Don't let me down, Illinois.